awesome, dude. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 609 of the Two Dum Yinzers. I want to say, everybody, welcome back. It's Thursday morning. We got it's a special day, actually. First, couple other things we want to talk about. First, of course, the bad news. The bad news here in Pittsburgh. I didn't really even want to talk about this. It's kind of a hard thing to talk about, guys. But there is some bad news in Pittsburgh
What is it?
Uh-oh.
What is it?
as of
Can my heart?
yesterday. I don't know. I don't know if it can. Mike, you better sit down.
All right.
As of yesterday, guys, here in Pittsburgh, as of yesterday, the Pittsburgh Pirates have been eliminated from the playoffs.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so there you have it. I don't know if I could go on today. I just
Yeah, I'm bummed out, dude. We're gonna have to take another day off here.
mm. So there you have it. 10 games left. I gotta be honest with you though, being at the 10 game left point and to just now be eliminated from the playoffs is kind of a
Achievement.
it's an achievement for the Pirates. I mean, as of 2 days ago, this team was still eligible for the playoffs. So I don't know. Is this a bad thing? Pirates are sitting at 71 and 81 with just 10 games left. I mean, if they could come up with a straight 10 game sweep here, they could finish at 500. I would think that, beating the division leading Brewers and the Yankees and, even, Cincinnati there should be an
Yeah,
easy chore. They
easy.
should have no problem at all getting to the 500 mark that they should. What a joke, guys. I mean, I tried watching a little bit of the game last night, and you know how I have this theory that, once you get to September, a majority of the teams don't try anymore. They're just ready to
Yeah.
finish. This team is a prime example of what's going on, with that going on. They don't care. They don't try. I mean, they got hits last night, but again, they lost 10-5. They're down.
Ouch.
Yeah, they're down 3 games to none in this 4 game series against St. Louis. They're back at it tonight for a fourth game at 7:15 to round out this series. And then once they wrap up in Cincinnati, then they go off to Cincy for 3, then come home for 3 against Milwaukee, and then they go to the Bronx to finish up against the Yankees at the end of the month. So, I mean, it's as good as over, guys. Here we are. We are 10 games left in the season. The Pirates have been officially eliminated. I know. I know. I didn't want to talk about it either. So
Me either. And it's funny though. We're like, oh, well, 10 games left. They were finally eliminated. They have a worse record now than last year. Like it's comical.
well, how many
Like,
wins did they get to last year, Mike?
oh,
74?
Was
I
it
can't
74?
remember.
I mean, we could do
74.
that. I think we could get to 74 wins. I don't know. We got
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
because I know it's close. Like they are dangerously close to having last year's record.
So there you have it, everybody. There's the terrible news. I hope you can survive through the weekend. I know that I'm gonna sure struggle, but
We were 76 and 86 last
so we got to get 5 wins to even tie. We have to
year.
win half of the games we have left. And again, we have the
Yeah.
Yankees, we have the Brewers, one more against St. Louis. Um, I'm not going to go on and on about these Pirates, but again, the Pirates have been officially eliminated from the playoffs. So
Mm.
That's
yeah,
why you play 162.
that's why they play, or in this case, 152.
152.
Uh, Also, before I get started into some football, some Steelers, all those fun things that we love to talk about, I do want to take the time to wish Derpy a happy birthday. That's right, Derpy, you are the big 2-8 today.
Yes,
He
sir.
even got gifted by his sister this great gift yesterday. He got tickets to go up to the Cleveland Guardians game. He went up there. The Guardians ended up winning in 10 innings in a walk-off style, which is Derpy's third walk-off game. His team wins for him. But I want to know, Derpy, before we do get rolling, what the hell is this hot dog with Cheerios and Fruit Loops on it that you were eating? He sends me this picture, and I can't even confirm that it was a hot dog, but it appeared to be a hot dog under a bunch of stuff, and on top of it was Fruit Loops. What was that, Derpy?
It was a hot dog called the Slider Dog
The slider dog.
at
That sounds
Progressive Field.
disgusting.
And what was
And
on it?
it was mac and cheese, pimento
Oh,
mac and
oh,
cheese
on a hot dog?
on a hot dog
Okay.
with bacon bits and Fruit Loops.
There you go. Derpy got the slider dog that was covered with macaroni and cheese. What else?
Bacon bits and Fruit
Bacon
Loops.
bits and Fruit Loops.
That is disgusting.
He sent me this picture last night. I gagged on the spot. But you know what? Good for him. It was his birthday. If he wants to eat that, you know what? Good for him.
More power to you, buddy. But
It'll
no,
change
I'm a
your
no
life.
go.
It'll change your life.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. My
You're
life
fine?
is fine
Okay.
right now. My life is fine right now. I don't need to add cardiac arrest on top.
Well, Mike, if you would eat the derpy dog, or wait, what's it called? The
Slider dog.
The slider dog. Maybe your baseball team too could be a playoff team instead of being
No.
eliminated from the playoffs.
No, I will eat a slider dog when Bob Nutting spends $125 million on payroll.
You should have seen this thing. It was a mound of macaroni and cheese. You couldn't even tell there was a hot dog under it.
Disgusting.
And then there was Fruit Loops on it. There was Fruit Loops.
Disgusting.
Hold on. Let me see if I can send it to Mike and you can pull it up.
Yeah, please
yeah.
do that. I would love to show
Like,
it to people.
can we just move on from it?
This
I'm
is
tired of talking about it.
This is the derpy dog. He gets so his sister gets some tickets for the game on his birthday, and he goes up there yesterday. He gets this derpy dog, and it's a hot dog covered in a mound of macaroni and cheese and Fruit Loops. So I hope he gets that to Mike. I'd like to see that. Good morning to Jen on the board. Jen,
you can't see it. You can't see. There we go.
Oh, there it is.
There
real
it
quick. Yeah, there it is, guys. So as you see that big pal, that's a hot
That's
dog.
mac and cheese and bacon bits.
You see that? Mike, put up your screen one more time, just for. See, there it is. Move it around. So there it is. Stop.
Yeah.
And under that big pile of macaroni and cheese, there's a hot dog, and then there's Fruit Loops on top.
That is disgusting.
What does this cost you? What's something like that cost, Derpy?
11 pounds.
$30.
11.
Wow. Hey,
that is no. I can go buy a packet of hot dogs, mac and cheese, Fruit Loops, and buns, and still have money left over and eat them all separately.
But it's his birthday, dude. You gotta just relax. You gotta.
I know.
Did you tell him happy birthday?
I did. I said happy.
All right.
Maybe not enthusiastically, but I said
happy
birthday.
All right. Stop yelling at me. But it is Derpy's birthday. Derpy, Jen on the board did say happy birthday, Derpy on the board. So the recognition is certainly coming in. You certainly deserve it.
Start of the show.
Start of the show right here. And I got to tell you, I fought for you, Derpy. I go to Mike in the meeting yesterday and I said, Mike, is there anything I could do for Derpy? Because he really, really, really is interested in getting the tit painting girl back on the show. And, Mike showed me, in the, in all the verbiage where I can't have that happen right now because we are on video. If it was still just as a podcast / radio show, we would be able to do that. However, Derpy, I do have a consolation prize for you. If you want, Mike will take his shirt off and paint his own titties at the end of the show. If that would be okay, if that's what is that an okay?
Like I got the
paint. This is a tempting offer.
Yeah, Mike will take his shirt off.
I have the paint in the paintbrush, Derpy. I just need an artist. See, look, we got you covered. We got you covered, buddy. You think on it, man. You just call me later. You let me know.
So that's what's going on right now, Derpy. I'll continue to work on something that may be a little bit better, but as of right now, that's all we have. I tried, believe me.
This is a tempting offer, but I'm gonna have to decline.
Nah.
Well, last year we had Morgan Gruber, the country singer who was voted the best female country singer in Pittsburgh of last year. She was on American Idol, did very well, and now she's in Nashville doing a lot of work. She's right here from up the road, actually. We had her come on and tell Derpy happy birthday last year. So this year I tried, Derpy. Like I said, I could do as good as Mike taking his shirt off on this show and painting his own breasts, but that's about it, man.
We'll like John on the board said, man, we'll give you some treats, Derpy.
Give
you some treats, and then you can be
Derpy treats.
Derpy treats, and you can do it. Yeah.
And after I seen that hot dog that he ate, he'll eat anything.
Yeah, I know, right?
So happy birthday, Derpy. You are the big 2-8 today, man. Happy
yes, sir.
Birthday.
Happy birthday.
Good for you, man.
Thank you.
I don't know, Derpy. There are 784 dildos out there somewhere.
What?
Did anybody see this?
What?
You know how the feds came and got Puffy. They came and got P. Diddy.
Oh yeah.
They removed 784 dildos from his house
and 10,000 bottles of lube, or no, baby oil.
Baby oil. My question is, I mean, without getting too insensitive here, what are you doing with 784 dildos? Just think about that for a minute.
There's being
Don't
prepared,
you don't even have
and
to
then
answer. Just think of it.
yeah,
I mean, that's a lot of anything.
that's yeah, Jesus God.
All right.
It's a
Anyway,
good,
Anyway,
on the board, John also. Hey, John. John says, "How old is Derpy in dog years?" Oh, yeah, yeah.
4 years
oh
old,
man,
you said. Derpy, you're 4 years
4
old.
years old. Wow.
So I guess I should cut
wow.
you some slack then.
All right, there you go, Derpy. 4 years old in dog years. You go to Cleveland, you could get in games for free.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. So the Pirates have been eliminated. That is the big news. Not really. We do have a big football game coming up this weekend, guys. The San Diego, Los Angeles Chargers. This is going to take me many years to get that right. The news that I did get was Justin Herbert did not practice as of yesterday. Today's Thursday. You get to Thursday, you don't practice. A lot of times you don't play. So there's a good chance, guys, at this point, knowing what we know and not anything beyond that, I do believe that, Mike, we might be seeing Easton Stick on Sunday. And does that play an advantage to you, Mike? And of course, we know that the Chargers, they're running heavy on the running game early this season with Dobbins and the other guy I can't think. But you know what, Mike? If we could turn this into a one-dimensional game, I think our defense could, make things happen.
Yeah, and their receiving core really does not impress me at all. Quentin Johnson's been a bust. The other guys not that good either. You got rookie and Ladd McConkey. So yeah, they don't impress me. I'm just worried about that run game and J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards. We saw them in Baltimore. They can take over games, and that O line is tough, especially at tackle Joe Alt. It's going to be a rough one. So I'd like to make it one dimension. Easton Stick doesn't scare me. Herbert, he might not have the best receivers around him, but he can elevate them, and his ability to run as well, which is undervalued. Sit out, Herbert. Take care of that ankle. Give me Easton Stick because I don't want to have to.
As you mentioned, Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater, their two tackles were the two highest graded tackles of the week last week in the NFL. Yeah. So I mean, going into this game thinking, okay, it's the Chargers, but listen, this running game, it's Dobbins and it's Gus Edwards. I mean, we know these two guys. We know them very well, and they've ran very well against us in the past in the division. But we're going to be facing off against those guys. We're going to be facing off against, again, the tackles that I mentioned, Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater. But again, Mike, it could be Easton Stick under center, and I think that gives us an advantage. And again, we're not a bad defense. We are ranked number 5 as of right now in the NFL, number 5 overall. And again, I think that this kind of plays into the matchup that the Steelers are good at because we play in the AFC North, and this is the kind of play that we play basically every year in year out against the Ravens. We've seen these two exact running backs playing against the Ravens. So again, Mike, I think an Easton Stick start certainly plays to our advantage heavily, I would have to say.
Yeah, it's my God, like you go from Herbert to Easton Stick. That's a huge drop off there. Herbert's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Easton Stick, he does not scare me at all. Doesn't scare me at all towards Justin Herbert, even if his receivers aren't good. He'll find a way to get them open, find a way to make them successful. Easton Stick, he doesn't have that ability. And yeah, anytime you can knock out a top 10 quarterback and don't have to face him, sign me up for it. I don't want to deal with him.
Speaking of quarterbacks, Mike, they did name Justin Fields the starting quarterback this week. We did know that. Yeah. I got a little thing I want to say about this Russell Wilson situation before we move on. Now he has a tight calf, correct? Is that correct? Okay, that's a correct statement. Okay, so when you break a bone, Derp, if you went out and you broke a bone today, they would go and they would reset it and they would put a cast on it and they would tell you in about 6 to 8 weeks you're going to be fine to go and we'll get this cast off you and you'll be back to life. So Russell Wilson has a tight calf that at the beginning of preseason came an issue. 4 weeks went by because it was 3 games and a week off. And then we are 2 weeks into the regular season going into the 3rd week. That's 7 weeks on this tight calf. Again, 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. No. Yeah. He hasn't done anything.
He's never going to
underneath
play. This dude is not going to play. I can tell you. Call me crazy, But I just
snaps under center, moving and rolling. Call up down in Miami, another team, because he's only going to be here.
and the age alone.
Yeah.
If you're having this much, he might not play ever again in the league.
There's probably not this year. There's got to be something deeper in that calf going on. There had to been a pull. There had to been something.
And again, the guy's age,
there.
he's not. You don't just
you don't heal just as fast. So if there was like a slight tear, slight pull, that's what be keeping him out.
Yeah.
Because if it was like a deep bruise, that thing would have worked itself out by now. So that's why I'm speculating there's probably something structural with the muscle itself. Maybe there's ligaments running down, behind there. So maybe something with that. Who knows?
Like the Steelers the teams that are 2-0 right now, they have, as of right now, they have a 63.9% chance of making the playoffs. Again, a lot of football left. We have 15 games. But something that kind of caught my attention the other day. Did anybody see this number on let me pull it up on my board real quick here, and I'll get more into it. Of course, everybody knows that we're coming up on the Chargers, the Colts, the Cowboys, all these teams, and then after that we have this rough period of games that's going to be include the Eagles, the Chargers, and all of our division teams. Listen to what comes out this week, guys. Strength of schedule for the rest of the season based on today's power rankings from ESPN. Number 1 being the easiest remaining schedule. Number 32 being the most difficult remaining schedule. The Pittsburgh Steelers falling at number 8.
Oh, really?
I expect that to change, though.
1 being the easiest, 32 being the hardest. And I know you're going off the competition. Neither team that we played has no wins, and you're going to go off of that. But how does that go off of? It goes off of what the other teams were going to be doing in the future is doing. Maybe they're not doing well. But again, guys, listen to that. I don't think there's ever been a schedule where you get all 6 division teams and then 2 teams again. It's been in the Super Bowl the past 2 years. In the last 8 games, and again, you have the Cowboys, the Chargers, the couple other teams. Mike, the number 8, 8 from the bottom is the easiest.
No, it's still one of the harder schedules in the league, not just based on the teams that you're playing, what you expect them to do, but like the amount of games that are jam-packed in at the end of the schedule for the Steelers is crazy. Like 3 games in 8 days, 11 days, something like that. Then you expand it out even further. It's like 5 in less than a month. It's comical what they're doing to the Steelers at the end of the season. And
Baltimore reason we're going to win it all. I told them more reason we're going to win it all.
Baltimore might be 0-2. Cincy may be 0-2. Philly looked a little rough. Dallas looked a little rough, but I expect those.
It ain't going to remain. These teams are going to bounce back.
Kansas City's not looking as dominant as they did at the end of last year, but they look like they did at the beginning of last year. Like they do this year, so that team's just going to get even better. So I don't buy that we have the 8th easiest schedule now based on power rankings. No,
this is the first time the Ravens started 0-2 since 2015.
Well, blow the team up.
Well, you remember last year they had the record for preseason wins in a row, and that finally got busted. Yeah. So
Harbaugh hasn't been the same since.
Let me see let me get caught up on the board here. My John says Derpy gets euthanasia. Also, a leg injury can be expensive. I hope you have pet insurance for Derpy. And you know what? Yes, that's right. And then also he says, I figure top 3 minimum for the team. Yeah, come on. I mean, it's obviously based on the records of the teams we're going to play in the future. And obviously the Ravens are 0-2, and obviously the Bengals are 0-2, and a bunch of other things like this. In Philadelphia, as Mike stated, and Dallas isn't playing that great. But when it comes down to it, these are the better teams in the league. You're going to get past week 2 at some point, and teams are going to start winning football games, and that will certainly change things. But come on, they're going to say we have the 8th easiest schedule the rest of the way out. That's insane.
That's very disrespectful.
Considering we played the 2 easiest games on our schedule so far, and it's nothing but a bunch of tough games, moving forward. So that's what they think of the Steelers. But let me tell you, Mike, here's something that the Baltimore Ravens former running backs J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards seems to think of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike. They say, quote, we know their weakness. Their weakness is Joey Porter Jr. I would like to see Joey Porter Jr. come out in this game and get 2 interceptions. considering that, you know what, we're probably not going to be facing, I mean, if they come out with Easton Stick, it's going to be a heavy running game because
Yeah,
it was a heavy running game with under Justin Herbert. I think that's a game, that's a head game. Do you think?
yeah, and if
It's
because
the
they're
young guy.
receiving,
Let's undermine him a little bit. See,
yeah,
bring his
but
morale down, perhaps.
yeah, but what they have in the receiving core, he should be able to shut down any three of their top guys
I agree.
easily and just force them to become even more one dimensional, especially with the way Dante Jackson's playing on the other side. He's playing at like a top five cornerback right now in the league. So you get those two guys, and yeah, they're going to be so one dimensional. Look for Lad McConkey to be the guy who beats us, and those pesky white slot receivers who don't
Yeah.
play for the Steelers are going to they're going to kill us.
Every time we get one of those white receivers,
They
they're never
suck.
pesky. Yeah, they're
Yeah, we
terrible.
play against them. They're all pros. But
Mm.
yeah, you get Joey Porter
That's why I
walking
hate-
down
yeah.
one of their
That's why I hate white
receivers.
people. That's why I hate white receivers. But also, Mike, this game is not only intriguing because there are two undefeated teams at play. There are
Yes.
two games this week, guys, where
Mhm.
both teams are undefeated. The other one is going to be the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. So there are
That's
a
gonna be
couple
a good one.
pretty intriguing games.
Mhm.
We're gonna do picks later on in the show, so we will ultimately get a look at the whole schedule for this coming week, starting tonight. Actually, one thing it's weird. It's the Patriots and the Jets. Last
Oh
week it
my
was the
lord.
Dolphins and the Bills.
Yeah.
That's all AFC. Is that what they're doing this year?
I don't know, but it's annoying. No one wants to see the Patriots on primetime. No one wants to see whoever's playing tonight on primetime. Like
The
if
Jets
it
and the
wasn't for Aaron
Patriots.
Rodgers, this game would not be on primetime.
And let me give you one for last week, the Buffalo Miami game. Buffalo is literally 11-1 against the Dolphins in their last 12.
Yeah,
11-1 against the Dolphins,
that's
and they had
insane.
the game. So to me, it seems like they're doing a division thing. I don't have the schedule in front of me at the moment, but again, there was two AFC East, again two AFC East. Which the theory I'm going with is that we would play an AFC North, and then the other two AFC North teams would play. But again, I have no idea. I don't know. It just seems the way that's a very odd schedule for me to start off with all four AFC East teams on the first couple Thursday night games. So
And then next week it's Dallas, New York.
maybe that's what it
Really?
is. Maybe
Yeah,
it's all
Atlanta,
division.
Tampa. Yeah, it's just going. Yeah,
All right, there
maybe
you
make the
go.
travel easier. Oh wait, theory's busted. We got Denver, New Orleans,
So weird.
but then back to a Cincy, Baltimore. So maybe that's what the. Yeah, you might be right, Ryan. I think you cracked the
I mean,
code.
I guess that's interesting. You get
Yeah.
to look at interdivision
Yeah,
play around.
but-
You know what your team is like in the
Yeah.
division, but I don't know what the interdivision plays like between
Yeah.
other teams.
Yeah,
So
but I don't want to play the Ravens, the Browns, or the Bengals on a Thursday night. That needs to be a
I
Sunday
think
night,
don't
Monday
we?
night game.
Yeah.
I would probably pull the schedule down.
Also, Mike, a couple of things I do got to say about the quarterback situation here in Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
Let me just throw these numbers out at you guys. All right, Joe Burrow, $55 million quarterback,
Huh.
0-2. Lamar Jackson, $52 million quarterback, 0-2. Deshaun Watson, $46 million quarterback, 1-1. Justin Fields, $1.6 million quarterback, 2-0. So
Bargain.
$1 million, dude, is what we got on this guy. Again, Burrow, 55 million, Jackson, 52 million, Watson, 46 million. Our quarterback is getting $1 million. Rounded up to 2 million, I guess. But
That is a bargain.
That is why
Sometimes you find those gems in the bargain bin.
and also here's the second part to that. So far in the season, Fields, Darnold, and Carr, 6-0. So far this season, Jackson, Burrow, and Stafford, 0-6. Fields, Darnold, Carr, 6-0.
Wow.
Jackson, Burrow,
And-
Stafford, 0-6.
And Darnold and Carr are playing at a high level too.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous
yeah.
what's going on in the NFL right now.
Almost as ridiculous as Travis Kelce's haircut, but but I don't.
You know
judge,
what?
so.
If I had hair, I would grow it out just like that.
Well, you would be embarrassing yourself, Mike, the way that Chooks Okorafor is doing up in New England with his new team. Mike, he appears to have quit on the Patriots. He's been placed on the exempt left
Huh.
list following the benching. That's right. Chooks up in New England on his new team has been benched, and he is now on the exempt left team
Huh.
up in New England. So I did, there's all
We
kind
got
of offensive line issues around the league, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Luckily, it's not one of our guys. You just have a rookie struggling because he doesn't know his left from his right. Once we figure that out, we'll be solid. We'll have 3 starting tackles in the NFL. But yeah, Chooks, everyone thought the story, of him, yelling at Matt Canada in the offense or whatever he was doing was made up. And I think it's becoming more plausible by, his reaction up in New England to a benching.
And
And
then
the
that
thing,
kind of
this is
comes
the
in,
guy Kevin Colbert kept giving money to.
and then that takes us to the next guy, the offensive lineman I want to talk about, Mike Derpy, Broderick Jones. Apparently, after he got benched, let me see, reportedly didn't he didn't take well to the benching. He looked, the word that was used to describe Broderick Jones after after the issues, he looked
Yeah.
very uninterested.
Yeah.
Very uninterested was the
Huh.
term used, and they tried to talk to him and just kind of roll standoffish. So
Yeah.
what's going to go on with Broderick Jones? I don't know, but geez, oh man, he's
Well,
not off to a
that's
good start.
talk about timing. Brian put up on the board right before you posted, started talking that Chris Hoke, former D tackle, said Jones showed up, entitled to training camp, disinterested, going through the motion so far. Paraphrasing the paraphrase.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I think like we talked about before, it's up here, man. Like he has the football smarts, but does he have the maturity, to work through that adversity, to listen to the coaching, to
Mike,
realize every day you have to earn that starting spot.
and as I told Brian yesterday on his show, this guy, he has all the size in the world. He went to
Mhm.
Georgia. He was on a national championship team. You wouldn't think that it would be this hard, but here we are. I thought they talked to these guys before they drafted them and basically got they did a fine tooth comb brush over them to make sure they're not head cases. But I don't know. It's not looking good for Mr. Jones at this point, guys.
No, no, and luckily we have one of the best left tackles in football according to all the metrics. Dan Moore Jr., baby.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
go on
you know
enough
what?
about this
Hey,
guy.
that's why okay if Jones not. I don't think he's not going to pan out, but this year it might be a step back for him. And if he comes back next year with his head on right, can be that replacement for Dan Moore. But right now, I'm glad we have Dan Moore. I'm glad they stuck through with this. The former 4th round pick turned him into playing like an all pro right now. That's a luxury to have, and we got lucky.
Absolutely. John says something is up with Jones. They could have put him on the injury report to get the heat off with the media, but they didn't. I know. Again, it's not looking good. He's going down. He's going down a path that you don't want to see him go down.
Yeah.
Because again, and then if he gets on the bad side of Steeler Nation, and that's a thing too. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
cycle.
or right now, he seems to be on the good side of them. Everyone's blaming, the organization, not him. So right now, he's in that protected mode from the fan base. But I think a couple more bad outings and a couple more boo-boo faces like that. Yeah, I think he's going to start hearing it from the fans.
Going into this week, the referees are at the Steelers practice that's 3 times this week to help because they've had 10 penalties and 9 penalties in the first 2 games of the season, equaling a great amount of yards. So they have the referees, which they usually have in every Friday practice. I guess around the league they do this, but they brought the referees in for 3 days this week to help the Steelers. Again, these are fundamentals, but you know what? If that's what you got to work on, that's what you got to work on. Mike, at this moment, Mike Tomlin said that Isaac Seumalo is getting close. He's getting close to returning. So that's an encouraging word to hear.
Yeah, he was out warming up with the team. So that's a really good sign. He was doing like all the stretches on his chest and oblique area. So he's looking football ready. So hopefully not this week, maybe next week he'll be back at the earliest.
Also, Mike, your boy Matakevich, he will miss 4 games with his hammy. The Steelers and other moves also, they brought back cornerback James Pierre. They also signed quarterback Deshaun Jameson to the practice squad while releasing wide receivers Shaquan Davis and cornerback Zion Gilbert. So a couple of things that's probably not going to matter here or there, but you know what? We can see Pierre back in the lineup. I think.
I think
some
because
capacity.
Skoranek he popped up. I think he made it onto the injury report as well, maybe on the IR. I think he came across late last night. I saw he was out, and then the Pierre signing. There's a lot of speculation that James Pierre used to be a gunner, Skoranek was a gunner, so look for Pierre to maybe be elevated this week and to fill one of those roles.
Yeah.
If he just needs to go out there and run down on special teams for I'll be fine. And he knows the defense. He'll be fine.
Some interesting Steeler numbers here. Chris Boswell has 25 points. The New York Giants have 24.
That's my favorite stat so far.
Also, what else? Steelers wide receivers not named George Pickens through 2 games, 5 catches, 28 yards. That's not going to
that's no bueno.
That's not going to work for a long time. If we continue to play the Broncos, that may be success. But you know what? Again, the schedule will get harder. And at the moment, the Steelers wide receivers not named George Pickens through 2 games have 5 catches and 28 yards.
So, enough said.
Enough said.
Jesus.
I also do want to say good morning to Brian on the board. And also, let's see here. You want the PFF numbers from last week?
Oh, you know me. I love PFF when they work in my favor.
It's in our favor, so we're going to talk about it.
All right, let's go.
PFF numbers, guys. Of course, James Daniels led the way with a 91.5 for the Steelers. Oh, no. Good.
I don't know how he got that high of a grade. I went back. I watched all the coaches' film.
Because they don't.
He didn't play that well. He did not play that well.
They just make up numbers.
My God.
Number 2, Keanu Benton with an 88.7. Coming in at number 3, Darnell Washington with an 88.3. Of course, the only touchdown on the team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun Elliott. And we're not even finding the ball, and we're not even getting the ball in the end zone on the ground. That's what's most discouraging. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me get back to the PFF. Deshaun Elliott with an 80.5, our new safety. And George Pickens comes at number 5 with a 79.6. Had Broderick Jones not effed up every catch that Pickens made, I'm sure Pickens might be at the top of this list, but he comes in, Mike, with a 79.6.
Yeah. His numbers without the penalties the first 2 weeks, he's top 5 in every category.
Oh, he's a freak of nature in every category.
Dude, he's making 2 All-Pros and maybe the best corner in the league. He made them look like children. It's disgusting the way he's playing now. Like, he went down and worked with one of the wide receiver coaches, like, that helps everyone with route running. He went down with the Deontay Johnson, a bunch of other guys. And it's paying off. His route running this year is light and day from last year.
One other thing, Mike, before we do move on.
Yeah.
This is the first team since 2000, the 2000 Lions. The Steelers team right now this is the first team since the 2000 Lions to start 2-0 despite scoring 1 touchdown.
Illustrious company.
I don't remember when Barry hung it up, but I don't think he was still on that late. I don't remember who was on that Lions team, but there you go, guys. They did start 2-0 despite scoring 1 touchdown. Also,
you said 2000?
Yeah, 2000.
They want 9-7. They want the Mike Tomlin special, baby.
There you go. Maybe we'll get the Mike Tomlin special.
We're gonna go 9-8 or 10-7 now. We're illustrious company.
And also on the power rankings by the Pro Football Talk, you're going to want to catch this, guys. Of course, you go to 10 different polls, you're going to get 10 different things. But I'm going to give you what sounds good to us here in Pittsburgh, us Yinzers. In the Pro Football Talk power rankings, Pro Football Talk, the Steelers are ranked number 7 in the whole entire league. We didn't score any touchdowns, mind you.
Hey, the tape looks good. The final score doesn't look good. The tape's there. We have, a concept of a game plan on offense. We're almost there, baby.
That's a little high, but I'll take it.
It's very high, but I'll certainly take it. Let me jump in real quick on the board. John says the wide receiver room consists of George Pickens and a bunch of girl flag football players. I couldn't agree with you more, and that's a perfect segue to lead into. I do want to say congratulations here in Pennsylvania because the PIAA just did sanction the girls flag football as a sanctioned high school sport here in Pennsylvania. So I do want to say congratulations to the ladies and good luck with everything. So now, you go to the football games in high school and you do this, and now you can go to flag football games. It is an official sport in the high schools here in PA. So I think that that's awesome.
Hell yeah, more football the better. I don't care what it
Absolutely. And
is.
you know what, these girls, they could play. I see, I'm watching a lot of girl football, when I can, when I get a chance, whenever I can find it. And it's really good. And then
I
also
say I don't because they're better athletes than me.
that's right. That's why I watch it. I'm like, hey,
That's why I
those girls,
barely watch. That's why I
like, they're
barely
better
watch
than
sports
Mike.
to be. That's why I barely watch sports to begin with outside of the Pittsburgh teams.
I also do want to say this, Mike. Women's soccer, say in
Yes.
the past 2 days, the women's soccer, they get a Pittsburgh team, which is called
Yes.
the Pittsburgh Riveters, like Rosie the Riveter. The
Yeah, I
Pittsburgh
like it.
Riveters is the
I
new
like it.
women's soccer team here in Pittsburgh. So there you go, guys. A lot of headway being made in the area for women athletics. I love it. I love to see it. You can't go wrong with women in sports, which is what Mike, you know what? I'm going to get to this one in a second. It's going to come
Yeah.
back to women's sports, but let me finish up this NFL news because we do have picks today as well. Just a couple notes that I do have here, guys. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold since leaving Carolina. Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold since leaving Carolina, 46 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. While in Carolina, the two quarterbacks had 22 touchdowns, 19 interceptions.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just Carolina, Mike.
That organization is god awful. But I wasn't sold on Bryce Young. Still not. But my God, if you're going to invest that into him, have plans in places to put good talent around him. They made some moves this offseason, but my God, they not nearly enough of what they did. And they bungled this whole thing.
The Cardinals
years in the making.
The Cardinals are surprising some people early. Derpy, I'm going to come to you on this one. The first quarter of the Cardinals game the other day, Marvin Harrison Jr. has 4 catches, 131 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter of the football game for the Arizona Cardinals. Derpy, you went on and on about this Marvin Harrison Jr., and you hit it right on the head, man.
He's a difference maker.
He really is. 4 catches, 131 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter alone.
Him and Kyler Murray had some chemistry going on that game. It wasn't there in week 1, week 2, man. They brought it, and
he did more in 1 quarter than our whole team's done in 2 games.
Yeah.
Think of it that way.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns.
When Kyler Murray's not focused on video games, he's a hell of a quarterback.
I'd take it at this point.
I've always liked him. He's up and down, but he can make plays in the NFL.
Due to the Isaiah Pacheco injury in Kansas City, Kareem Hunt looks like he's going to be going back home. Of course, the former Kansas City Chief running back, former Cleveland Brown running back, looks to be again the Kansas City running back. Look for Kareem Hunt to land back in Kansas City while that's being worked out. Also, Mike, Green Bay's quarterback this past week, Malik Willis, opts to not throw on a key down after the center throws up on the football. I didn't even see this story. What's that all about?
I forget what the scoring situation was. They called a pass. The center threw up on the ball as he was, doing his thing. And he was like, Coach asked, why didn't you throw? He's like, he threw up on the ball. It's slick. Coach was like, okay, fair enough. But yeah, that's a smart play. Me, I would have been like, timeout. We burned this shit.
Good news from Malik Willis. Jordan Love, believe it or not, Mike, he returned to practice yesterday. Jordan Love was at practice, so maybe Willis won't have to worry about this in the future.
Yeah, I'm surprised Jordan Love is that close to returning. The way his legs and knee just
and finally, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, of course, the big trade this offseason going from Tennessee to Baltimore because the grass is greener there. Well, the Tennessee Titans are 0-2, and so are the Baltimore Ravens. Guess who isn't 0-2?
Pittsburgh, baby.
Pittsburgh.
That's right, baby. The super team that they tried to put on the field in Baltimore. Again, it's still only week 2. We're going into week 3. Got a lot of football left to go, but at the moment, both of his options are 0-2, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are 2-0. So there you go. That is that. Brian on the board says, John, I'd like to see him make a catch, not next to the sidelines. I'm happy for his performance so far. He's looking like a number 1. So, okay, I see John and Brian got something going on. I'm going to continue here. Mike, Derpy,
Yeah.
let's jump into these picks. We kind of have to do it now because if we don't, it
Yeah.
goes on too long, and before you know it, it's the end of the show,
Show's
and there's
over.
still things I didn't get into yet. So let's get
Whoa. When
what?
Ryan burps, my phone vibrates. That's a Steeler freak saying. And I think we know where the phone's located.
Hey, at least you're not over in Lebanon or wherever those people are. Do you see all their pagers and phones were blown up in their
Oh,
pocket?
Yeah.
yeah.
At least you're getting the Ryan vibes.
Yeah, he's gonna have a happier
I mean,
end.
they're blowing their balls off. I don't know if you've seen that, but geez, oh
That's a
man.
wild what's going on over there.
What did I the picks? All right.
The picks. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't get it. Steelers freak got me sidetracked. Yeah, I heard burps and vibrators. I get excited.
I know what a especially with the 784 dildos being
That's
found in.
right. Jesus. That was good. What? We're gonna retitle the show.
Mm.
Welcome to
And
Fun
how many
Con.
bottles of lube did you say? Like
It was
1,000 bottles?
like 10,000 bottles of baby oil.
10,000 bottles of lube.
Lube.
All right, guys, let's get into this NFL schedule. We have to do our picks. NFL games do start tonight for week 3. The game tonight is between the Patriots and the Jets. It is played in New Jersey. I'm going to start with Mike this time. Mike, give me your winner for the Patriots at New Jersey game tonight, 8:15. Who do you think wins this game?
I like the way New England's been playing. Their defense is a little feisty, but I'm going to go with the Giants or the Jets. Excuse
It
me.
should be a good game. I mean, for what it is. Derpy, I'm going to come over to you. Yes, the Jets are hosting the Patriots. Who do you like in this one?
The Jets.
All right. First game on Sunday, 1:00 game. The Giants at the Browns, Mike. The Giants at the Browns.
Give me the Browns, but I think it's going to be closer than people think.
Derpy, Giants at the Browns.
Give me Cleveland.
All right.
Well, that
Mike,
pained him.
Mike back to, I know. You could hear it in his voice. You could hear it in his 28-year-old voice. Mike, the Eagles at the Saints.
I'm taking the Saints. I'm not a believer in them, but I think they're a much better team than Philly is right now. Philly still looks lost.
Derpy, Eagles at Saints. Saints just put up 44 on Dallas last week. Now you're getting a stab at the other team in that division, the Eagles, who weren't looking fantastic. We got to admit they just and you've seen the game against Atlanta. Who do you like in this? Eagles or the Saints?
Give me the Saints go marching in.
All right, next game on the schedule, guys. The Texans at the Vikings. You got two 2-0 teams. The other battle of the unbeatens this week. The Texans at the Vikings. Mike, both of these teams looking really good early.
Yeah, they're looking really good. Man, give me Houston on the road.
All right, Derpy. Texans at the Vikings. Vikings just beat the 49ers. Texans.
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. That's who you want?
Yep.
I think it's
All
going to be
right.
a close game, though.
Right.
Broncos at Buccaneers. Broncos at Buccaneers, guys. We just faced the Broncos. Buccaneers looking pretty good down there with Baker Mayfield. Mike, Broncos at Buccaneers.
Give me Baker Mayfield. I think he's playing at a high level, and we saw that Denver team. They're not that good.
All right, Derpy. Broncos at Buccaneers.
Give me shake and bake, baby.
All right. Next game, the Malik Willis Bowl. The Packers at Tennessee. The Packers, Mike, at Tennessee. May or may not be vomit on the football.
May or may not be vomit on the football. There will be vomit in the stands by watching Will Levis play a quarterback. Give me the Green Bay Packers. I don't care who's behind center. They're winning this game.
Derpy, Packers at Titans.
I'm gonna play it safe. Go give me the Packers.
All right. Next game, guys. The Bears at the Colts. The Bears at
Oh,
the
God.
Colts. Mike, this battle of the
That's a
Midwest.
toss up, Mike.
Who wins this game?
God, give me Chicago.
All
I
right.
think we're going to eke this one out.
Derpy, Bears at the Colts.
Give me Chicago as well.
All right. Next game on the list, the Dolphins at the Seahawks. This is the first 4:05 game of the weekend on Sunday. Mike, Dolphins at the Seahawks.
Dolphins don't know who they have at quarterback. Is some generic football guy. Give me Geno Smith, but give me the 12th man. Give me the Seattle Seahawks.
Derpy, Dolphins at Seahawks.
12th man. Give me the Seahawks.
All right. Next game on the list is also a 405. The Panthers at the Raiders. I think these are the two teams that the Chargers beat.
Yeah, they are. Ooh. My upset of the week. Give me. Screw it. Fuck it. Give me the Raiders. I almost bought myself into Red Rocket winning, but no.
Mike loves the Red Rocket. Derpy, Panthers at the Raiders.
Give me the hated Raiders.
All right, guys are really tight so far. I didn't go back to see if there's any differences, but so far really close. Next, Mike, is nobody's leaving California for this game. The San Francisco 49ers are going to go down to Los Angeles to play the Rams. 49ers at the Rams, Mike.
It's going to be like 75 and sunny, so look out. Brock Purdy's going to throw some dimes. Give me San Francisco.
All right, Derpy, over to you. 49ers at the Rams.
This should be the 49ers because I believe the Rams are in a rough spot at the moment.
Nobody's really going outside the box. Very, very conservative today, I noticed.
Yeah.
Next game, Mike, the Lions at the Cardinals. The Lions kind of
Ooh.
underperforming early. The Cardinals kind of overperforming early.
Yeah.
Who was this game? Lions at Arizona.
That's a great matchup, Mike.
That is. It's a tough one. And Detroit's a 3-point favorite on the road. But I'm gonna take Arizona. Arizona, I think I have adopted them to be my team outside of Pittsburgh, the one that I'm gonna root for the rest of the way. So give me Arizona Cardinals.
Derpy, Lions at Cardinals.
I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Okay. That game might be the decider.
That might be.
On to the next, guys. The Ravens at the Cowboys. This is a 425 game on Sunday. The Ravens at the Cowboys. The Cowboys looking to bounce back. The Ravens looking to get their first win. Boy, this could be a great weekend, huh?
Man. And
one of those teams have to lose, and you know what? The Ravens is more effective to us. Oh, you want to see the Cowboys always lose?
Yeah,
like the Ravens could be 0-3.
Yeah, that's what I don't think Harbaugh is going to allow them to go 0-3. He's going to find ways. Find a way to win this game.
Boys is going to lose 2 in a row.
I know that. That's my other argument too. I was about to say, like, I don't know who to pick. It pains me to say it, but I'm going to go with Baltimore. I think they find a way to win this one on the road.
Derpy, the Ravens at the Cowboys.
I'm going to play it safe, go with Baltimore.
Ooh, see, I thought Cowboys would have been the safe.
Mike, the Chiefs at the Falcons.
Damn.
That's a great matchup too.
Give me Kansas City. I'm still not sold that Kirk Cousins is going to be effective. I think their front four for Kansas City is going to cause him a lot of problems.
All right, Derpy, over to you. Kansas City at Atlanta.
As the leader of the Taylor Swift Club, I must pick the Chiefs.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to take Atlanta for anything. 3 games left, guys. Let's get through them. Jacksonville at Buffalo. Mike, Jacksonville at Buffalo. This game is one of the Monday night games.
Yeah.
Of course, the Chiefs Falcons was a Sunday night. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. The first Monday night game is Jacksonville at Buffalo. Mike, who wins this game?
I'm going to go with Buffalo. I'm out on Jacksonville big time. I'm out on Trevor Lawrence at the moment. He'll bounce back, but give me Buffalo.
Right. Derpy, same question for you. Jacksonville at Buffalo.
I'm out on Jacksonville. Give me Buffalo.
All right. The second Monday night game, the Commanders at the Bengals. Mike, the Commanders at the Bengals.
Yeah. Give me the Bengals. Give me the Washington. Like, if this new owner Smart will allow this team to build, and I can see them being a problem in 2 to 3 years. Like right now, give me Cincinnati.
Derpy, over to you. The Bengals are hosting the Commanders. Who do you like?
I'm going Commanders.
Commanders, interesting. All right.
I just don't see it right now in Cincinnati. They're all disjointed.
I think one of these weeks they're going to get a win. unfortunately for you, Derby, I think it's going to be this week for the Bengals. But hey, that's just my opinion. Don't go by me. Finally, guys, the last game on the schedule is the 1 o'clock game on Sunday. The Chargers at the Steelers. Mike, Chargers at the Steelers, and a score for your tiebreaker. What's it going to be?
I'm gonna get crucified, but I'm gonna take the LA Chargers 17, the Pittsburgh Steelers 14.
All right. Chargers 17-14, 31 points total. Derpy, who do you like in this game between the Chargers and the Steelers? There's gonna be pigeons on the field. I want you to know that.
See, I didn't know that.
You want to change? You could change it. The pigeons.
No.
All right, Derpy.
I'm gonna have to agree with Mike. I'm taking the Chargers.
Oh man, you two.
Oh,
And what score do you want on that game, Derpy?
20-14.
20 to 14, not 22.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's
23-14. 23-14.
23-14.
Yeah.
at least it's changing everything up.
All right. So that's a total of 37 points. So it's etched in stone, guys.
Yeah.
The picks for this week is in. This is for Permani Brothers sandwiches at the end of the season. Whoever does win this when it's all said and when it's all said and done, will win Permani's. Mike, you have 31 points as your tiebreaker. Yep. Derpy, you have 37 points as your tiebreaker. It starts tonight in New York as the Patriots visit the Jets, and it will go all the way through the weekend. We will pull this back out of the vault on Tuesday to see who won this week, guys. So good luck to the both of you. Where are we at, Mike?
8 minutes left. 8 minutes left.
All right. So doing good on time. A couple things here real quick on finish up on Derpy's birthday. Let's see. The WNBA. The WNBA awards Portland an expansion team, guys. So if you're going to be following the WNBA more with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and all these women, they are going to be having a new team, the Portland something. They haven't came up with a name yet, but they have agreed that they are going to have a team in Portland for the WNBA. Also,
so the NBA can't support a team in Portland, but they can get a WNBA team up there.
I don't know.
Makes no sense.
Don't shoot the messenger.
No, I'm not. I was.
And then today also the Fever play the Mystics in the WNBA at 7:00 p.m. This is game number 40 for the Fever. They do wrap up their season. They hope to finish 500 or better. And also, Mike, this is the last game, so the playoffs are coming. They're going to be playing in the playoffs. Yeah. The Indiana Fever in the playoffs. Of course, Caitlin Clark, everybody. Also, Mike, women's sports, the number 1 Pitt Panthers women volleyball team defeats the number 3 Penn State women's volleyball team in 3 sets. I just thought that was cool. I didn't know Penn State was right there with them.
I didn't realize it either. When I saw that, I was taken aback because I know Pitt women, they are the best, and then they showed that they have yet to lose a single set all season long. They're the most dominant team in Pittsburgh.
Oh, and I love those women volleyball shorts they wear too. Also, guys, in hockey, the Penguins, they had training camp, Mike. Yesterday it was day 1 of training camp, so that's right around the corner. I believe here in a couple of weeks in October, hockey season will be underway. I'm going to keep an eye open for that. Let's see, we had the women's, girls football, flag football. Just one real quick, Mike, one thing about the Pitt Panthers football team, the Cade Bell effect. Check this out. The Pitt Panthers right now, they're averaging 481.3 yards per game. That's number 19 in the whole country. Also, on this Cade Bell effect, they're averaging 323 yards passing a game, which is 14 in the country, and also 40.3 points per game, which is 22 in the country. I look forward to seeing them numbers increase this week against Youngstown State. But after that, the conference play will start. We have a bye week after Youngstown State and then North Carolina. So who knows what's going to happen with the numbers. But to this point, it's looking really good for the Pitt Panthers H2P. I can't wait to see the game this weekend.
It's going to be a good one. I want to see that offense put up a lot of points, especially against YSU.
Absolutely. And finally, Mike, these Pittsburgh Pirates, they did drop it 10-5 yesterday as Woodford gets the start. He goes in and throws 4.2 innings, gives up 8 hits, 4 earned runs, has 5 strikeouts. The Pirates lose 10-5. They fall to 71-81 with 10 games left in the season. Mike, if they win out, they will be 500. Everybody knows that's never going to happen. The IKF, Kutch, Nikki G, York, Triolo, and Cook all had 2 hits, and Reynolds had 1 hit. Game
Reynolds.
4 of 4 today at 7:15. Then they'll wrap that series up, and I believe they go to Cincy next. Then they come home to play Milwaukee, and then they wrap up in the Bronx to finish out the season against the Yankees. Probables tonight are Luis Ortiz coming in with a 6-6 record of 3.45 and 95 strikeouts on the season. And this Eric Fetty, I believe is how it's pronounced. He has an 8-9 record of 3.45 and 141 strikeouts. Real quick, Mike, an interesting number on a Pirates pitcher, Bailey Falter, since the start of the 2023 season. Think where we're at right now. We're finishing the 24. Yeah. Bailey Falter, since the beginning of 2023, has thrown 209.1 innings pitched without hitting a batter. Almost twice as many as the next highest person in that span. Shane McClanahan is at 115. That's the next best person in that category. Pretty impressive. 209 innings without hitting a batter. Pirates fall to 17 games out in the division. Last place, of course, in the basement, sitting on their Pittsburgh toilet, waiting for the season to end. 13 games out of the wild card spot. And again, as of yesterday, the Pittsburgh Pirates have been eliminated from the playoffs.
Shame. Shame.
Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about the website?
The2dumyinzers.com. Just head on over there, everyone. Please check it out. And all of our links to all of our different social media places. We got the merch store. We got the blog. It's all popping off over at the2dumyinzers.com.
Derpy, over to you.
If you're new to the 2 Dum Yinzers show, be sure to subscribe below and pound that like button.
All right, there you go. Derpy, that was really good. Hey, happy birthday, man. Huh? You get a big star today. And you know what? You were so prepared. I thought I was going to get you.
I thought he was going to fumble.
I did too. Time. And I was going to jump on him. And
Me too. I was going to make fun of him. Like, he didn't remember it, but then I didn't remember the tag either.
I was waiting for you to say something.
I forget.
You were the one that failed.
I did not fail because Derpy succeeded.
I guess. That. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Guys, let's talk about this is today's trivia. It is a Chargers trivia question. Of course, everybody knows here at the show, we do trivia questions of the team that the Steelers, are going to be playing this week. This week it's against the LA Chargers. So the question of the day, the trivia of the day is this. It's about the Chargers, guys. Brian on the board is going to pound it, Derpy. He's pounding it right now, Derpy. See what you caused. See what you're starting. All right, question of the day, guys, goes like this. What nickname was given to the Chargers defensive line in the 70s and 80s? Don't fret just yet. I'm going to give you some options. Just take a minute to think that over, and I will be right back with the options. We are live 5 days a week right here, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube every day. We hope you continue to check us out. All right, guys, the question of the day is this. What nickname was given to the Chargers defensive line in the 70s and the 80s?
Oh.
And here are your options. Is it A, the Sack Pack? Is it B, the Fearsome Foursome? Is it C, the Bruise Brothers? Or is it D, the Over the Hill Gang? Let me repeat that one more time. What was the nickname given to the Chargers defensive line in the 70s and 80s? Was it A, the Sack Pack? Is it B, the Fearsome Foursome? C, the Bruise Brothers? Or D, the Over the Hill Gang? Mike, I'm going to start with you on the board. If you want to participate, feel free. Mike, question of the day. What nickname was given to the 70s and 80s Chargers?
I've heard of the first two options, and I can't place them. It's killing me. Brian is going with C.
He's saying the Bruise Brothers. The Bruise Brothers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with C as well, because A and B, I'm pretty sure, are not the Chargers. D, I never even heard of. So let's go with C. When in doubt, go with C.
All right, interesting pick. I'm going to lock Mike in on C. Darby, I'm going to come over to you. What nickname was given to the Chargers defensive line in the 70s and 80s? Was it A, the Sack Pack, B, the Fearsome Foursome, C, the Bruise Brothers, or D, the Over the Hill Gang? What do you think?
You can't spell Chargers without C, so give me C.
Everyone went the Bruise Brothers. Interesting. So the question of the day, guys, is a Charger question. Which nickname was given to the defensive line in the 70s and 80s? Both of the guys on the panel are locked in on the Bruise Brothers. Brian on the board says the Bruise Brothers. John says the Over the Hill Gang. That's a guess, he said. Guys, the answer to this question is, in fact, the Bruise Brothers is the correct answer. They were referred to as the Bruise Brothers. I've never heard of that in my life.
Me either.
But there you have it, in the 70s and 80s.
Never heard of them. That's what happens when you don't win a Super Bowl. No, because like the Bruise Brother, that's a decent sounding name for a front four. Well, you won one
like
Super
the Purple
Bowl.
People
Everyone would
Eaters.
know. Yeah,
the Vikings.
Yeah, like you only know that because the Vikings are purple. But yeah, like the Sack Pack, that's the Packers. The Fearsome Foursome wasn't that.
They was a team. The Minnesota Vikings was the team that wasn't able to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and I think that's kind of where you're at there. So
yeah,
there you go. Everybody knows that P. Diddy just confiscated 784 dildos from his home, but we did not know what the San Diego Chargers nickname was.
Priorities. The Chargers have never mind.
Derpy, it is your
I was going to make a
birthday.
joke and I'll just stop.
I'm going to start with Derpy real quick here because it is his birthday. He went to the baseball game last night. His sister got him tickets. It was awesome. He went up and had a Derpy dog, a hot dog that was covered in a mound of macaroni and cheese, bacon bits, and Fruit Loops. He said it was amazing. Mike, all right, I'll be with you in a second. So Derpy, as I said, you have the option for your birthday. So you're opting out of Mike taking off his shirt right now and painting his breast. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't know what you're missing, bud.
You don't know what you're missing. Again, if anybody's just tuning in, Derpy wanted a woman to come on and we were going to paint her breast. But you know what? After Mike went through all the rules and regulations and things like that on YouTube with me, I come to the conclusion the best that we could do is Mike taking off his shirt.
I had to draw it in crayon for him to understand.
He did.
We got there.
I just wasn't getting it. I think
he was not getting it.
But Derpy, it is your birthday. I do want to say happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Also, Mike, you how's the blog coming? People have been asking me how the blog's coming. You've been talking
the blog's not coming well.
You've been talking about this blog for about a month and a half.
It's because it's on there right now. I got to figure out what I'm doing with it. I'm having trouble writing.
All right.
Everything I type up and write, it's just trash, and I don't want to put it out there.
But do go check out the website, www.the2dumyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumyinzers.com. Mike, anything before we wrap it up, man?
Yeah, Jaromir Jagr, started his 38th professional hockey league season yesterday. He had I think 1, maybe 2 assists last night, and he announced that this will be his final professional season. So Jagr will finally make it into the NHL Hall of Fame.
Awesome. Good for him. Derpy.
Eventually.
Derpy, any last words? Any last birthday words?
If you need baby oil, you know where to go.
Okay. That's true. It's 100% true. I do want to say this. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out with us today, checking us out. We appreciate each and every one of you. We certainly wouldn't do it without you. I want to say thank you, everybody on the board. You guys always keep things interesting. I also do want to mention one plug before we do take off as well. Mike, do check out Brian Pasquale, a good friend of the show. You often see him here or read him on the board. He is live every Sunday morning with his brand new show. Every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, it's a Steeler pregame show from 11 to 12. It's called One Man's Opinion on Sports with Brian Pasquale, and its radio version is on Wednesdays at WBVP 99.3 Beaver County Radio. It's also with the same title from 4 to 6, 2 hours, all football season long. Check out Brian Pasquale at One Man's Opinion on Sports with Brian Pasquale. You could always always pull it up on YouTube, Facebook, anywhere like that. The radio's website. You could always pull up his show and check it out at any time. And also, he is making these really cool videos he's just started doing, and they come out every Wednesday, fresh ones every Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock. And I do believe as time goes on, more and more and more will continue to come out, and we'll keep you posted on that. So certainly go support Brian. Great friend of the show. He does a lot for us as well with his show. So check out Brian Pasquale. You're not going to be disappointed. Derpy, Mike, everybody's caught up. Am I forgetting anything, guys?
No, man, I think you got it all.
Check out the Pirates tonight. They will be finishing up the series against the Cardinals, 7:15. That is game 4 of 4. Also, the Indiana Fever back in action tonight to finish up their season against the Mystics. That game is at 7 o'clock p.m. We have a lot of stuff to go over tomorrow, heading into the weekend. Also, Monday night or Thursday night football. Don't forget that tonight as well. That is the Patriots at the Jets. Tomorrow we'll be back to go over a lot of different sports going into the weekend, guys. We have the undefeated Pitt Panthers, the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers. We got high school football. We got everything comes up in the weekend. So tomorrow, do check us out. We'll be back first thing to talk about it all here on the Two Dum Yinzers. But if that's it for you guys, speak now or forever hold your peace.
That's it. Yep. I was just checking Twitter. Nothing breaking.
All right.
It's gonna happen.
So
you know it is.
What, Derby?
I said it's gonna happen. You know it is.
As soon as you log off.
Yeah. Right. Always.
But listen. So for Derpy, happy birthday, my friend. The big 2-8. You're this much closer to being over the hill, man. So hang in there, and that prize, that birthday gift of Mike, and taking his shirt off, that stays. So if you want to take advantage of that down the road, you certainly can. Mike from the Steeler Central Mobile Studio, who was looking forward to taking his shirt off today. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And for myself, everybody have a great Thursday. We'll be back first thing tomorrow. Again, a lot of stuff to go over. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.